Okay, everyone, we continue with the second part of the Flip Class 2. The topics that we're going to cover is about the data modeling. So in the Flip Class 1, we have mentions about how important to create the data model to create to help us to create the good and correct visual. Yeah, so that's what we're going to cover. The IU3, the Flip Classroom, Power BI, data modeling. Okay, two subtopics. The first is introduction to data modeling. We're going to learn about the data types and a star schema. After that, we continue with how to manage the relationship in the data modeling. Create the relationship, edit, and also create the hierarchy. Okay. The part of creating hierarchy we have done in the one of the lab in the assignment 1. Yeah, okay. So let's start with the introduction to data modeling. So the data that used in Power BI can be imported or retrieved from the different sources. Like you have the customer table, yeah, then you have the sales data, yeah, you have the data from different sources, and then to display the report interactively, correctly, nicely, then you need to link this table with each other to create the data model. The Power BI itself is focused on the query and designing the report, but to produce the correct and good report, you need to make sure that the data is presented correctly, and then we need to create the correct model. Yeah. So we do that by the connecting, transforming, defining the logic, yeah, against the data source. Yeah. Okay. So in the Power BI, we know something, we call it as a star schema. Yeah, star schema is basically the schema that is showing the relationship between one table with other table that forming the shape like a star. That's why we call it as a star schema. Yeah, like this. Yeah. So the the fact table is sales. Yeah. Then we have the multiple dim table, dimension table, like product. Yeah. Then sales territory, customer, reseller. Yeah. So if you notice that the center is this sales, yeah, the fact table, and then surrounded by the dimension table, forming this star, yeah. So center after that star schema. That's why we call it star schema. Yeah. Power BI models often consist multiple table, not just single table. An optimal model follows star schema design principle for the user-friendly and high-performance analytics. Yeah. With this relationship, then when we navigate in the Power BI report, changing from one row and to other row, then automatically it will be refreshed, yeah, based on this relationship. So understand the star schema. First, we have the table, and the table has the column. Yeah, the column has a column name. Okay, then after that, here you can see, yeah, for example, this is yeah the schema, yeah, that is showing you the multiple table, yeah. And then just now, yeah, I mentioned to you already that forming the schema, yeah, the star, yeah, shape star. Okay, yep. The fact table, there are two types, yeah, the fact and the dimension. Fact table are activity or events, okay, and then dimension table provide the detail. For example, we have the reseller sales, yeah, reseller sales has the employee key. This one is the person who completed the sales, the salesperson, yeah. But this one is only the identity or the key of the employee. So who the person, the address, the email, the contact is stored in the team employee, yeah? Dimensions employee. This is a fact, yeah. So dimension surrounding the fact table. In the Power BI, we have the terminology for the data model. Yeah. Power BI data model optimized for analytics query using DAX or MDX. Yeah. This is the language used by the in Power BI. So this is special generated created by the Microsoft for the Power BI and Power Query product. Power BI dataset, yeah, it is the developed in Power BI desktop source for the visualization. The model is like this, yeah, one moment. Okay, yeah. So this is the model, yeah. The schema, the star schema, and this is the dataset, yeah. So you see here, this is the data, yeah. Okay, that's the terminology in Power BI, the data model dataset. Then analytic query pages, yeah, filter, group, summarize, key step for dataset visualization. You can do that in the Power Query. And then tabular model and star schema is basically organized table relationship hierarchy that use a star schema design. This one, yeah. This one is the star schema. Okay. Yeah. Import model support all the Power BI data source type. Yeah, like from the SQL Server, from the Oracle, from the text, from the web, from the CSV. Yeah. Integrate the diverse source data. Okay. Import model provide comprehensive support for the DAX, Power Query, and calculated table. If you already have the Excel with the model, data model, because you also can create the data model in Excel. Yeah? If you open the Excel, yeah, so I have the Excel here. Yep. So Excel also actually has the data model. Yeah. So when you click the data, yeah, then after that, we have the data analysis, yeah, data model here, yeah. Manage data model, yeah. Enable data analysis and add in to use these features, yeah, enable. So then you can create a star schema in the Excel. And when you save, then you import data from the Excel, you can import the model as well together, yeah. Okay, so this one is the Power Query, yeah, Power Pivot for Excel, yeah. Clipboard, yeah, get external data, just like you have in the Power BI, yeah. Okay, so the fact is last time before Microsoft has the Power BI, they used the Excel, yeah, for the data model, but the chart, the visual is not as good as Power BI. But the Excel, of course, has more features as a spreadsheet. Yeah. Despite the benefit, import model face limitation in data set size and periodic data refresh. Yeah. So import meaning you copy the data, then it will not be real-time refresh. And the Excel, the import model has a limitation. The number of the maximum number of rows. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So here, test diagram. You can import the model, yeah, from the Azure, from the Excel, from the other sources like Twitter, yeah, or from the other data model. You put into the Power BI data model, yeah, and it will works. Okay, now managing the relationship between the tables in the Power BI. So to manage the relationship, you use the ribbon for the control, which is this. Yeah, if you click the data model, yeah, so here, yeah, so you click the, yeah, then after that we have the like for example you want to create the link, yeah, this one, manage relationship, yeah. Okay, so choose the type of relationship, yeah, between the customer order, customer ID column and orders product ID, yeah, with the this one, yeah, the table and column name. This a star meaning many to one, yeah, so multiple row from this table can link to the one row in the second table, yeah, like this. Okay, yeah, so this is the cardinality, relationship and cardinality. When you move the mouse hovering the line, you see this connect to by the two different column. In the customer is customer ID, in the order also customer ID. The column name not necessary to be the same name. Yeah. So you can use a different name. You can link together. Yeah. So not necessary to be same name. Yeah. This one is a coincidentally it uses the product ID as a name, which is the same, but you don't have to use the same name. As long as when you create a relationship, then you link correctly, yeah, then it's okay. Okay. By default, when you import the data, you can configure to automatically detect the link. Yeah, if it found the column with the same name, then it will generate the link automatically. Relationship can be active or passive, yeah, inactive. What is meaning like this? Now you can see here that yeah, here you have the solid line and then dot dot dot, yeah. So before from the sales table, the fact table and the date, the dimension table, you have three links. But in the Power BI, between these two tables, you can only have one single link active. You can have the multiple link, but the other two is not active. Not active meaning it still stay there, but it won't be used for refreshing the data and so on. Yeah, only one allow the active. The rest is should be passive. Yeah, if connecting the two tables, that's active and inactive. Yeah, inactive is a dot dot dot. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Configure table and column property for the organization. This is to manage relationship just now. Yeah, you can choose the table from the left and the table on the right side, the column name and then the relationship type. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So you can deactivate, yeah, by uncheck the checkbox in the relationship. So it makes the relationship become inactive. You can also delete, yeah, if you don't use it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So later in the assignment 2B, you're going to do that. Yeah. Okay. So Power BI relationship have directionality. So left to the right. Yeah. So left to right meaning when you edit or modify the table on the left side, the right side will be refreshed. Also can have the two-way direction. Yeah, like this. This is one-way direction. When you refresh the employee, you change the row, this will be refreshed automatically. But when you change in the right table, it will not refresh the left table because the direction is like this. You can also make the two direction like this. For example, this one is mostly one direction. Yeah, this direction. Normally, the dimension table is this. Yeah, direction is go to the reseller, the fact table. Yeah. Sometimes you have the two direction, yeah, which is refresh both way. In the assignment later, I will show you if we find that. Yeah. Okay, yeah. To edit, you edit relationship. Then after that, choose the table name, column name. Yeah. After that, make this relationship active. Yeah. Then cardinality. Cross filter. Yeah. Single or multiple direction. Okay. Let me show you this in the Power BI. So this one, yeah. You double click. And then here, yeah, single or a both. Yeah. If I choose a both, you see single is like this. The arrow is yeah, from the dim to the fact. Yeah. If I choose the both direction, you see the arrow become a two-way. Like this, yeah, two-way, yeah, two direction. Okay, yeah. So this is from, yeah, from is this one, from, yeah, to, yeah, the arrow is pointing there. And then one to cardinality, yeah, many to one, yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So okay. Then after that, yeah, this is from this to this, yeah. This is a reseller table, many to one, yeah. Okay. Then after that, yeah. So here, many to one, yeah. Reseller, the fact table, many, and then after that, one row in the team employee. So how to read is like that, yeah. Not from the left to right, yeah, but this one. Okay. Yeah, single or both, yeah. Implication of circular. Circular meaning that the table 1 link to the table 2 link table 3, link to table 4, link to table 5, table 6, and back to the original table. So that means circular, yeah. Okay. So that's the reason, yeah. Okay. Now that you have looked at the who and the what, it is time to look at the how. Yeah, you already know that the data analyst is one of several critical role in the organization, helping uncover and make sense of information to keep the company balanced and operating efficiently. Yeah. So as such, vital that you as data analyst clearly understand your responsibility and the task to configure this data model. Yeah. Okay. Yep. So that's the how to use hierarchy. Yeah. So okay, we already have done, yeah, in one of the assignment. We create hierarchy, product category, product subcategory, and then product. Yeah. So sometimes we have like this city and then region and then country and then group. Yeah. So you want to put hierarchy. So you can drill down, yeah, the purpose. Yeah. To group the data, you can drill down. You can sum up. Yeah. Okay. Next level. Yeah. Using this double arrow to drill down. For example, this one is region Europe, North America, Pacific. But now I would like to see the more detail, yeah, about the country. Yeah. So it will break down. Yeah. Not the region, but the detailed country. United States, Canada, France, UK, Germany. Yeah. So to do that, then you have to create the one-to-many relationship. Okay. So the country name and then territory. Yeah. So for example, Europe. Yeah. Europe is Italy and then UK. Yeah. Then you create the relationship and then you can make this in a hierarchy. Country name and territory table where you can have many territories that are associated with the one unique country. One-to-one is a simple, yeah, product ID and product. Or for example, in Singapore, yeah, you have the NRIC. So everyone has NRIC. One-to-one. Yeah. But one-to-many is a phone number. Yeah, everyone may have the multiple phone number. Everyone may have the multiple email address. That's one-to-many. Yeah. Okay. How about the many-to-many? Yeah. So address. Yeah. So someone can have the multiple address, office address, and then house address. Yeah. And the building, the address, the house. Yeah. Also used by the more than one person. Yeah. That's many-to-many. Okay. Right. Yeah. So the delivery. Yeah. The dispatcher. Yeah. Used by the order multiple times, and also the multiple order use that. Yeah. Okay, everyone, that's the data modeling. We're going to learn more when we do the assignment. Okay, yep. So that's the data modeling.